Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast. Episode another one. Back
69.
again. We've been through this. And we're not gonna subject people to this every single time. Or
I kind
will
of like
we?
it.
Yeah, it's familiar. Maybe it's nice to know what you can expect at the beginning. But as for everything else, you never know what you're gonna get here at the GG Over Easy podcast. Starting
Uh,
with, I don't know what we're starting to talk about.
well, I'll just start. I'd like to just apologize to everybody for not having the podcast come out on a timely manner. And kind of being sporadic. I think that kind of just starts with me. I'm gonna get kind of real for a second here. Uh, I've been really questioning what and who I am. I think these past like 2 weeks more than any more like or like more than any time in my life. I think I'm like what the world calls a midlife crisis. And I just feel like I'm kind of going through that at the moment. More than like I think I ever have with content creation. I think like this is like the first time in my life where I've really questioned like I always say, Christian, till the wheels fall off. And I genuinely feel like the wheels are finally starting to finally come off. And Um, I think it's just kind of scary. And, instead of just still like creating content and stuff like that, I kind of do the opposite where when I feel like things are kind of burning out and kind of ending, I kind of just stick my head in the sand and just kind of give up and don't really like put myself out there and stuff. Um, and so recently, I kind of had like a job interview kind of thing that went like super well and everything. Just didn't end particularly the way I wanted to, but it still is like a really cool thing that I potentially have working with that I could be like doing. And it's just been hard, man. Like I just really feel like content creation these days is just so different than it used to be, and I feel like I'm trying to think of how to phrase it. I felt like I was in a musical band, and I wasn't like the lead singer or anything like that, but I was in the band, and that's tight, and that's like all I've ever wanted to be. And but unfortunately, like I just feel like I'm not making any hits solo anymore, and I'm just kind of holding on to the straws. And man, it's just been really hard to feel like, I always felt like when I found like content creation with Christian and Blue and it all just kind of happened, it really felt like I found a purpose. And I felt like, oh, like that's what my purpose is. Like people come home from their shitty day at work or whatever's fucking going on in their life and they can watch our videos and have fun and smile. Um, and unfortunately, with all like the things that go into content creation these days, like numbers, money, all that kind of shit, it just like it's like I don't look at that first now, or like I don't look at having fun and just being, just me anymore. And I just feel like a glorified panhandling internet person. And it's just been so hard for me these past couple weeks to just even like get to the podcast and like just hang out with you guys. Like it's just been really hard for me. So I apologize. Not to only you guys for being flaky and all that kind of shit, but also to the people that listen to the podcast and, really look forward to the podcast. Um, I've just been kind of going through it, looking to get on meds for the first time in my life, um, I hope helps. Just kind of freaked out about meds. I know you guys both take like antidepressants and stuff. And you guys like, always talk about how great it is and you don't have that inner monologue in your head telling you to kill yourself and shit. Um, which is, which is great. But I just kind of really worry about um I don't know, being like a husk of myself. Like I just always feel like if I take like antidepressants, I'm gonna be like boring or something. I don't know. Like I'm obviously like rambling because I don't know how to adequately talk about it. But yeah, so just currently really struggling on the current landscape of content creation and the kind of content I'm putting out and Yeah, just again, apologize to not only you guys but the people that listen to the podcast.
Well, appreciate your candidness, and you don't need to apologize. I mean, there's more stuff that goes into the podcast and everything too. It doesn't just fall on you. Um, as for the meds, um, I mean, I was the same way too in the first time. I mean, currently I'm not on antidepressants. I haven't been on them for I don't know, like 6 years. But I was scared before the first time I did them too. And just something to keep in mind is it will change some stuff, maybe not drastically or anything, but also if you like try one, it's the same way with like a therapist or a shoe or whatever. It doesn't mean like Lexapro works for most and they put you on like Lexapro. Maybe Lexapro just doesn't work with you. Um, so it's not end all be all. It's also not everything's reversible. It's not like you take this and then for the rest of your life, even if you go off them, it's different. Um, and in the moment, if you're having a more depressive episode, they can help because you might not want to feel like a husk or whatever. But if it mutes stuff and helps you get through it right now, I mean, you have to think how much are you living right now? Like, how much are you struggling? How much would that change? Would it be better if things perhaps just got a little more muted for a little while you got your footing back? Um, but all your worries and concerns, and they're all valid. Everybody's had them. Um, and as always, going through it or whatever, when you start, you can always reach out to me. Um, but I know everybody listening cares for you, and I'm always rooting for you. I know the whole wagon to the wheels fall off the wagon thing. I mean, I'm in the same boat and have been for years in regards to what you've been talking about with lost in the content landscape. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing or what it looks like, or every day I'm still struggling, um, and
Yeah,
it's
I just
just
used to
different.
feel like I just I always just like put like having fun. Like I was just like, I'm gonna start streaming, like have fun, and like just I'm gonna start the podcast and just like have fun. And I feel like for the first time in my life, it's like I'm looking at the numbers and all that kind of stuff first, rather than providing like just fun content or just a fun atmosphere. And I feel like it's not only just like affecting my content, but it's just affecting just like my well being and just my mental health in the sense of just like, God damn it, like I just I'm just really struggling at the moment and trying to figure out where I belong again and just kind of figuring out like what I bring to the table type of shit. Um so yeah, I'll be just kind of upfront stuff. I had a interview at Colorado Make a Wish, which was really fucking cool. Got to meet a lot of people and stuff. So I'm gonna start volunteering right now and do some stuff involving them. It's really funny when you talk to kind of people that aren't in the landscape of video games or the internet, and just you just kind of say like, yeah, like 6'7", and they're like, oh my god, you know that? It's like, yeah, like
Mm.
like, it's like yeah, I
Pretty
don't
high.
want to brag or anything, but I'm chronically online without like making it
I have
look
a
weird.
problem.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, yeah, like I'm pretty fucking cool. Um, and it went super well and stuff, and it was just like, I think I'm just worried about like, content creation is always giving me that feeling of like I actually, in the grand scheme of things, like, am I curing cancer or am I, really making that huge of a difference in life? Probably not. But content creation always kind of gave me that feeling of, you know, like I actually was doing something that brought people together and brought like harbored a community that felt great and felt like everyone was like-minded and could be in a safe space. um so I'm really just trying to tap back into that mental mindset of like not because like it's hard to do content creation for 10 years and then just like not try and sound like some sort of egotistical person when you expect people to pay you while you're playing video games or something like that. And I'm just trying to just get to that idea of like nobody owes you anything. Like when you start a stream, like nobody owes you shit. Like nobody owes you anything. Um, so I'm trying to like break that trap of having some sort of expectations when in reality when I don't have any expectations and all I want to do is be funny and provide a safe space for people that enjoy the same things I enjoy. Um so yeah, just really struggling with the whole concept of content creation at the moment. And I appreciate you guys like being patient and all that kind of shit. And everybody who is here and like supports the stream and still supports our content, man. Like I really appreciate it. I'll look at a podcast that has like some celebrity on it and they have basically the same views as our podcast. And it's like, Jesus Christ, like I can't believe people just want to listen to me yap. Um, and then like I will be honest, like I do fear the idea of like if I do get like a job or like some sort of normal like job that who's gonna want to listen to a podcast that is just with a guy who has a normal job? It's like this weird like dilemma that I have in myself that like if I do get a job that like I can't do content creation on the side or anything like that. Like it's one extreme or the other extreme. And that's kind of what I'm talking about in therapy at the moment is just like it doesn't have to be one extreme or the other. Like you can still like do this and stuff. It's just I know I'm yapping and just rambling at this point, because I didn't really plan on talking about it until like 5 minutes before the podcast. Because when I started the podcast, the whole idea of starting the podcast was being absolutely open about everything. Uh, so I thought, like, why not just be completely honest about what I'm going through in my life currently. So again, appreciate all the patience and appreciate the words of wisdom, Mr. Fruit. And again, um, I will continue to try and do content creation while also trying to find my like place in life currently. Um, I always worry about, not having a degree and shit, but like it seems as time goes on, a degree doesn't really mean anything until you need it. I don't know. Like life fucking sucks right now for me. Well, it doesn't suck. That is like the well, I don't want to ever like woe me type of shit, but like
Life is
uh
changing and it is scary.
I that's probably exactly what I would say, Blue. Like the past 10 years, like I've been in my little like comfort circle, and I think, and now like I have to like poke out of it a little bit, and like that is just terrifying. Like that is just so
Yep.
scary. Um, and I use the word fail a lot because like I don't mean to cry if I do. Um, that like I feel like I failed. Um, everyone's like, "Oh, you're the content guy, you're the streamer guy." And it's like, what am I if I'm not that, And that like freaks me out. And I don't want to go to my friends or my family and tell them, well, now and like I don't want to belittle any job and stuff, but like, my dad's like, well, now like what if you gotta wash dishes? And like you just wash dishes. And it's just like I just don't know what I bring or what I do. So it's just like scary, like Blue said. Um And when this kinda happens, I just end up sticking my head in the sand. Um, and I'm trying not to do that, so I'm trying to put myself out there and figure out, like, what I enjoy, like, who I am outside of content creation. Um, I just, for the first time in my life and, like, before content creation really, like, I just feel like I'm back in the ocean drowning again.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and it's, like, these little moments where, I'm hanging out with you guys or I'm streaming where I feel like I have, like, a life vest. Um, it's just Yeah, I think Blue kinda just nailed it on the head. I think I'm just scared at the moment, and, it sucks. But I swear to God, like, I don't feel lost when I'm doing this right now. Um, but yeah, I just really wanted to be candid with you guys and, kinda just be open about what I'm going through and shit. Um, so with that being said, please go to my Twitch and please, see if you have your
The-
Twitch press.
I'm
Uh, go ahead, Blue.
I definitely understand exactly where you're coming from, because I am coming out of that. And for me, I have also been in that boat along with Fruit of feeling very lost for the past couple of years. Because I mean, I know I enjoy this a lot and I love doing this with you guys, and I love, you know, at the end of the day, being an entertainer is really, really fun, and keeping people happy and, giving people a good laugh. And that's always been a fun part of my life. But I also, for years, have known that's not what fulfills me, because, like, I don't know, it's like one of those things where, like, with you guys, it's like your job being your dream is everything you've ever wanted. And with me, mine was the opposite. I've always like, oh, well, your job is your, like, work your dream job. But I didn't find like the fulfillment that you guys did from it, because I just like doing it on the side. I really enjoyed it as my side thing. And like in my life, stability is like the most important thing I've realized. And TLDR, went to graphic design school. That was supposed to be my dream. Started working my dream. Didn't love it. Uh, Always wanted to be like an online personality. Lived that dream, and then realized, shit, this is gonna end one day. But at the same time, like, I'm in like the peak of it right now, where like I can really do whatever I want, and I'm still not like doing it as my main thing. I start to resent the thing I do, because it's like I love it so much, and then I start doing it and I resent it, because I need to like make money to survive on it. And then, 10 years later, I'm working a goofy little like office job from home, recording with my buds every once in a while, doing a stream every once in a while, and I'm happier than I've ever been. So while I'm like in the opposite boat, where I realized I don't want to work my dream job, I want to enjoy my things and my work separately. So it's very different, but I 100% fully feel where you're coming from, Rob, because I mean, I basically moved to Oklahoma with my partner and started like a new life, just being like back in the ocean. And I was like, hey, what are my job opportunities? And moving here, I was like, I have none. I don't want to do graphic design. I don't want to pursue like a broadcasting or like a some personality thing. I don't want to stream every day. I don't want to, I don't know, grasp to some YouTube channel, because I don't want those to be my livelihood, because I'll start to resent it. So I started at some random restaurant, and I said, okay, let's just try to get some money going while I figure out what I want to do. Then I started working in office at a different restaurant. Then I started working an office job. And then I was like, damn, I really like boring office jobs and coming home and just playing video games. This is really nice. And now I work this remote job that is really boring office work. But I'm really happy, because I can fiddle around. Don't tell anyone. I can fiddle around and do goofy little video game every now and then, while like work is slow. And then I have all I have all night to just play video games and just fucking fiddle around and browse the internet while I'm working. And I'm like, this is pretty awesome. And I realized I really want my work and the things that make me happy to be separate, for me to feel happy. So it's like I've completely shifted from really coasting off of our success to kind of figuring out what I enjoy so much, or like what fulfills my life. And that took me like a whole year and a half to get to where I was like, damn, I really progged IRL for like a year and a half to see where I belong myself. So it's so scary to feel like that. It's so scary to feel like something is ending, and in the same way of my head, I definitely felt the same way, like, oh, like I'm failing. But like, is it really failing when like you did something for so long that other people could never do and dream of doing, and like wish they had like a taste of doing? And that's where I felt. I always felt guilty. Like I was like, oh, I should feel worse. I should feel like shit because I have something so many people want, but I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't. For you, it's like I have something so many people want, but like I'm losing it. And whereas like with me, I was like, I have something so many people want, but I'm not like savoring it like they would possibly. But like the reality is like it still happened. You still did it. And that doesn't like take away from the fact that just because things are changing, because the content landscape is so much different, there's so it's just so different. Like there's so much of it is just like a TV show nowadays, and that's awesome, but like it's just so like
I
who
just feel
you
like
know sometimes it's
content creation
so
these days so like just fake, like all view botting, like all
and
just
very
clip
fake.
farming,
Yeah.
like it just is not. It just sucks.
Twitch streaming itself is also like less monetarily stable than it's ever been. Twitch isn't even like, at times Twitch doesn't even seem like the biggest streaming platform with how much absolute diabolical shit is going off on Kick, but it's still popping off over there. And then it's just so much different from when we were making content where it was just silly, goofy, fun time. But like now you look at it and it's all video essays, it's all really, really long form content like podcasts, it's all you know, reaction. And you know, those are all amazing things, but like as far as video game content goes, it's not nearly as, you know, it's super highly edited video game content, and it's less about, hey guys, today we're doing a let's play and I'm playing with my video game, or today we're just doing something fun with our friends. And you know,
Take
it's
the
just
back.
like it's either super highly edited.
Let's talk about something that's been on a lot of people's minds lately: health and wellness. Whether you're looking to manage weight to improve your overall health, it's never been more important to have the right tools. That's where Row comes in. They offer a range of services, but today we're highlighting their GLP-1 medication, an FDA-approved treatment that can help you with weight management, especially when it's paired with a healthy diet and exercise. I know what you're thinking. A self-administered shot can be intimidating. That was for me like the biggest thing. But now there's a pill that delivers comparable results. Row offers the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss at the lowest cost around. The Row Body membership includes 2 FDA-approved GLP-1s, unlimited provider messaging, side effect management, and more, all for just $45 for your first month and $145 a month thereafter. Go to row.co/GG to see if you're eligible for the new GLP-1 pill on Row. That's ro.co/GG to get started on Row. Go to row.co/safety for box warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications.
Shorter content that's like 10 minutes, or really long form like hour content that is like talking about the state of video games and shit. So it's just totally different. And you know, video games are ebbs and flow, or video games content creation is ebb and flow, right? Like what people like to do may be amazing at one point, but at another point it's like, yep, we're down, boys, it's so over. So it's tough and it's difficult, but one, I want you to know you didn't fail, because you still accomplished something insane. You know, obviously we all did, because I'm still getting people in 14 being like, holy shit, dude, I grew up with you. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I feel really old, but damn.
My back hurts.
In this new crazy static I got into in 14, like a really, really like probably the most qualified static I've ever gotten into for this upcoming Ultimate. They were like, wait, are you the real Bluewestlo? And I was like, oh shit. Uh,
Gulp.
it's me. Hope it doesn't affect my odds getting into the static. Anyways, I ended up getting in the static, and he was like, "Yeah, not to make it weird, but like, yeah, watch yourself all the time." And now it's just weird. It's cool. It's awesome. But those are symbols of like, those are literally like little pieces of currency I get every once in a while that are reminders that you didn't fail.
Yeah. And
Life's just a little different now.
I think that's why like I tried to apply for something that like, like I'll always say like that time with the Make-A-Wish that, it was basically like Mr. Fruit's thing. And to be involved in it in any sort of way was like the greatest thing I think content creation like ever really brought me. Um, so just trying to like remember like those are the things that matter. And I think Christian, has a binder full of, or I don't know how you keep it, of fan letters and all that kind of stuff. So uh just trying to remember those sorts of things in this kind of time I'm in. And like I'm not saying like just because you do content creation on the side you're a failure or something like that. It's just something that I'm going through. I'm not,
It's
I
hard
talked
not
to
to think about
Arios, I talked to
personally.
Shark, I talked to all these people that, started with content and then, pivoted to something IRL. And if anything, I don't look at those guys as failures. I look at those guys as great, amazing dudes who, are just doing what they want to do. And like, I just, again, an eternal struggle that I'm going through. Just kind of currently in the whole landscape of content creation. Um,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so yeah.
it is tough, but you can do it, and you're gonna be amazing. And yeah, ideally, in a perfect world, we wouldn't have to like fight so hard tooth and nail to survive in our country as it is. But bills got to get paid. And yeah, if it were up to all of us, right? Like we'd be chilling, playing some video games with our buddies. If things weren't so, if we didn't have to survive the way we do right now, then hell yeah, bring on some video games, and I wouldn't have to worry about it so much. I wouldn't have to worry about my livelihood being my main source of income. Rob wouldn't have to worry about, you know, am I making like are these numbers living up to what I need to continue doing this? And same with Fruit, right? Like there's just so many things that add up to really taking away from what we originally wanted to do in the first place, which was just make cool content and have fun. But it's not that simple, and it sucks.
And I think you said it too. Like you feel bad for like talking about it and complaining about it because there's a lot of people out there that would do anything to have any sort of like success in like the content creation space like we've had. So I feel like I have like no room to complain about it. You know what I mean? Also, is like the other kind of thing. Like I've been so fortunate and lucky to have any sort of time in this space, content creation has enabled me to live a life and has enabled me to do things that I had never thought I'd be able to do and have always wanted to do. And I think that's like what makes me most sad about it is like I genuinely feel like, like of course, like I never thought like I could do this forever, But I look at people like Leopard, I'm like, he's 40 and he has a community and shit like that. Like, what's like stopping me from doing that? So like it doesn't have to like end like that. Um, but I think as time has gone on, I think the copium has slowly drifted away, and it's just hard for me to come to face that reality. And like you said, Blue, it's just absolutely terrifying for me.
And everything's ebb and flow, because I remember talking to you about this a while back, and it's like, dude, Leopard's an old fucking man. Leopard's like decrepit. That dude is like,
he's practically dead.
Yeah,
he's practically dead. He's dirt. He's dirt in the ground. Like,
you old as hell up.
And while he might look like he's in great shape, that's just facade, because he really is just decrepit and ashy, and falling into just crumbling and just it's not looking good for Leopard, you know. Rest in peace. He's not dead yet, but and he's very healthy probably, but you know, he's on his way out. But he has such a successful career, and it's like everyone finds something that, you know, at a different point that really like is exactly where they need to be. And I mean, shit, Leopard didn't get started on working on his streaming shit and like until like he was like our age right now. Like when he was like 30, he was like, let's try to do this content shit. And now, you know, he found his way up and was like, yep, here we are. We did it. But it took him lots of time, and most of his streaming career, he was working a job while streaming. So it's like everything's an ebb and flow, you know, and maybe having a stable job is exactly what you need to feel reinvigorated in streaming, because right now I know exactly how you feel, where like your survival is tied to your dream, and it hurts the dream because now you're like, well, if my dream's not successful, then what the fuck do I do? And it just makes it really, really hard. So I get it, but ebb and flow, baby. Just because you're down right now doesn't mean you're down forever. And I know that from experience, from someone who is basically exclusively a podcast and Twitter content creator now. So, because I can't stop making bangers for some fucking reason. And you know what? That's all the narcissistic attention I need at this point in my life right now. So,
hell yeah.
And everyone finds, you know, a better grasp of where they want to be or where they need to be as long as they keep trying. And it's just it's impossibly hard, and especially for you, where really coming right out of your teenage, God, it's so fucking weird to think about it like that. We're so fucking old.
Yeah.
Especially with you, it's weird to think like you came right out the gate like, yeah, this is what I want to fucking do, fully knowing that one day it would ebb and flow. It's not forever. Once it happens, maybe it is, but even then, like, only time will tell if it can keep going. But in the same vein, just because it's not flowing right now doesn't mean that it can't in the future. And it's just, we gotta do what we gotta do to survive, and we'll all get there. We'll all figure out exactly how to get there and how to feel fulfilled, but it will take time and it's going to be difficult, but you're going to do it. And a couple years down the line, you're going to be like, damn, life really did fucking suck, but the sun's going to shine again. And you're going to say, life is pretty grand.
Yeah.
Poggers.
I mean, I could talk about this ad nauseum since,
yeah.
What are the last 3.5 years since that Fruit Summit event? That's just what I've been going through. Different shades of what it looks like or what exactly I'm dealing with, but it all still revolves around content and what I bring to the table, or like what's the point and how do I continue to, because for me, I mean, I'm glad you found that realization, Blue, because that's couldn't have been easy to come to, but it's an important realization and obviously a healthy realization for you. For me, I still think like this is what I want to be doing right now. But it's feels like I'm fighting an uphill battle, and just what the landscape looks like now isn't conducive to me and who I am and the stuff I want to do. Like Blue was talking about at one point, you know, let's play stuff or like goofing off with friends and whatnot was the vibe on YouTube. So it turns out that's why we ended up doing so well, is because it's just what we like doing. But content changes, people's taste change as well, because like part of it too is that there's probably just not as many people that just want to watch a let's play. It's probably just not as interesting to them anymore. So it's part of why like it's not as popular or sought after or created. Um, and so, yeah, it's just been a constant battle between that and then uh, continuous uh, observations, like you mentioned about how, and I think that's what really started to burn me out was realizing how much more effort and energy you have to put into the analytical side of things now because that's more or less what YouTube
Yeah.
has become.
Yeah.
And I was able to vibe for so long because I didn't have to look at that stuff.
Yeah.
Things just worked out. Like I just happened to get lucky.
And it
Uh,
was nice.
and then suddenly, when that's what I have to focus on every single time, that just starts to exhaust me and drain me and creatively suck the fun out of stuff. Um, in the same way where like I tell like I kid you not, I think about this like practically every day. Like this morning I was looking this last week in terms of views in a week is the worst I've ever had in YouTube with my uploads. It's one of those things where it's like the trend just keeps going down. And what you were mentioning about when you were in it, you were vibing, but like Blue also mentioned, knowing this would eventually end. It's one thing knowing it will end, and another thing realizing it is ending.
Yeah.
Um, and like something people don't talk about, not only in content creation, but just when you have found success and you're at the top or whatever. And I would say like a pretty accurate analogy would probably be a lot of people in sports,
Oh yeah.
athletes. When you're at your peak, things are going well. And then it just seems like a no-brainer and everyone's like, "Yeah, sure," but then you have to go through the actual phase of realizing it's disappearing, like, it's especially if you're an athlete, like, physically realizing, I literally can't do this anymore, like, I can't keep up. And then, the content creation space, whatever, realizing the, feasibility of it, the analytical side, like, no one talks about it, but having to go through that after everything else, I mean, it's not easy. Doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
Um, and it's important to remember you were talking about feeling how, like you don't have the right or like, how could you complain given that there's so many people that would trade or kill
Do
for
anything
whatever
for
you
those
had
views
or
that
anything?
like, like or the community that I built. Like and like I don't want to like undermine Salt Nation or Fruit Nation or anybody who still supports us. Like and feels like I'm not thankful for that in the slightest. You know what I mean? Like
But it's important to not minimize yourself or compare suffering, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because sure, people might be wanting that, but that doesn't mean you're not feeling what you feel. That doesn't mean what you're experiencing isn't valid. It's just different. In the same way, recently I made a video just talking about my depression candidly. Um, and it wasn't supposed to be like you mentioned, like a woe is me. In fact, I wanted to specifically do it just as like an educational moment to show some people in my depressive episodes just kind of what it feels like and looks like. And I still had some comments where it's like, "Quit whining, man. I'm sick of this. Like, what do you have to complain about? Like, you're successful on YouTube or you were or whatever, and like you have a wife, you have a house. You like, what do you have to complain about?" And that's just such a dangerous mentality for anyone because if you compare suffering, no one ever wins. And to that same person, okay, well, then what right do they have to complain to me? Because I guarantee you there's someone else in the world, quote unquote, suffering more than they are. So what right do they have to complain? And that just mitigates people's actual experiences. Um, and in my case too, you would think that they would realize, like, wait a minute, it seems like he has everything, but he's still sad. He's still depressed. Maybe there's something to that. Um,
yeah.
and in my case, like, my brain chemicals don't care if I have money because I don't have the right brain chemicals. Like, it's not like depression is like, "Oh, you have this." Oh, well, then it's not.
Like my
Um,
daddy's like, wow, he has depression. Like he's so successful. Like that's
yeah,
what when I
it's not how depression works, and certainly not chronic depression because, um, like I think I mentioned in the video, for me, it's just a lifelong brain. Like, I'm just missing something in my brain. And, so, yeah, it's important to realize sure, it's a good thing to be able to realize what you have had or have and, be thankful or realize you're blessed or whatever. But that also doesn't mean that you can't be struggling, be suffering, be going through something. And no one has the right to tell you that you're wrong for that. And so it starts with you reminding yourself that that's not your fault and you shouldn't have to apologize or feel bad about it. Everybody's human experience is different and is just as valid as anybody's else. So,
Yeah. Plus, at the end of the day, we all are still like every single one of us has to find some form of income to survive and keep going because the reality is there's obviously levels to this, right? Like if you're like a billionaire, you have every resource available to you and it is at your hand at any time. So at some point it does become, yeah, like, okay, what are you doing? You could do anything you want. Like you have everything. That at that point it's like, okay, complaining becomes kind of crazy because while you can still talk about your struggles and stuff like that and they're still valid, it is also a situation of, well, shit, you do have everything, every resource you could ever possibly want to have, but we are not billionaires. We still worry about um like how are we gonna pay for these things, how I know with Fruit and Rob, how are we gonna make sure our mortgage is still paid? How are we, like, if we just give up and quit one day, it's not like we have like the money to last us for the remainder of our lives if we just like drop it right now and never work again. It's not like we're just like, yep, we're gonna retire at 30. Not
Yeah.
quite, not quite possible for us. And we have to figure out how we are going to survive the rest of our lives. So it's like, even if Fruit is giga successful and made a lot of money from this and has a house and a wife, it's not like, oh well, I guess I did it all. I guess I could just retire and not do anything for the rest of my life. It's still like and not just from like a monetary perspective, but also like from a fulfillment of like from personal fulfillment. Like, what am I going to do as I get older to not just stay afloat from a survival aspect, but also stay afloat from like a personal life fulfillment aspect? Because every single person, no matter who you are, is going to struggle with the idea of, well, what fulfills me?
I think that's
And
like the oh, go ahead.
for some people, right, like it's easier to be in a situation where you can find fulfillment because you don't have to worry so much about surviving. But at the same time, just as many people who are in like really great situations who don't have to worry about working or anything like that will still struggle with the concept of like, well, what do I want to do with my life? And that existential crisis is like impossible to understate how debilitating it feels in your head. So it's like it's impossible not to struggle with that no matter who you are.
And I think that's like the biggest thing I worry about is like content creation and like being in this space and people telling me like, wow, like you guys making videos makes me feel like I'm part of a group and I have like people that like I can watch and have fun, and you guys take me away from my problems, all that kind of stuff. And that stuff like fulfills me and like gives me that like, okay, that reason why. And I just worry that like the next thing I do like isn't going to give me that feeling and I'm just going to like hate my life even more so. And then like but like you said, like it's ebbs and flows and it's just me being scared. And so I'm going to take the life by the reins and just figure it out, and but that doesn't mean like, if I do find something, the podcast has to end. I've been, and that's kind of what like Sydney and my therapist have told me, like you don't have to like stop content creation, like nothing you never have to stop really. Like you can always just do it. Like it's just hard, man. And again, I appreciate you guys also, being candid with it, with your kind of own thoughts with it too.
It's
Yeah.
tough. It is very, very difficult. And I think that is also something I kind of struggle with too. Is like, okay, well, I'm working this job. That doesn't mean like I have to stop doing the things that like still brought me some happiness, which is like being a little shit poster and making content with the buds. And that's still, because that still brings not just myself enjoyment, but also a lot of people enjoyment. And I had that same thing. I was like, well, I guess it's over. I guess I'm never doing it again. But it's like, okay, well, why? Like, it's definitely like that internal monologue of like, well, you failed, so you can never do it again. But it's like, nope, you can absolutely still do these things. And maybe they're not your main gig, but so many, like, it doesn't have to be your main gig to bring you fulfillment. And in many ways, maybe it not being your main gig will either make you happy or give you like a better perspective on things. So we definitely live in a time where like absolutes are everything. So it's hard to comprehend like the complexities of, hey, maybe it isn't over, but things are still changing and it's really, really hard. And life is really complex. Being human is really fucking difficult. This shit's hard.
Yeah, I
Well,
get the black and white stuff. I totally understand where you're coming from, where it's
Mhm.
hard to think about it because I think you mentioned it like at the beginning too, where you were just saying like, who am I if I'm not a content creator? Like, what am I outside of this? Um, and I mean, that's what I've been trying to explore the past couple years too. Um, why I'm trying to just pick up random stuff that's just
I saw you
not
playing the piano.
video games.
Uh,
In fact, yeah, Saturday my new piano came in. It's just a better keyboard because I essentially had like the starter rinky dinky one, and this one just mimics what an actual piano, like the weighted keys. Um,
Ooh.
but like it was important for me. I was like, I need a hobby that's not digital, just something to actually completely separate me
Yep.
from like my computer or games and stuff. Um, because yeah, that's something I'm still thinking about, and like whenever I stop content completely or part time, like that terrifies me because like I don't know what I'm gonna do. Um, because I know almost every job suffers with this. I'm not saying content creation is an exception, but I do think a tough part about content creation, especially in our our experience in like someone like me with a YouTube channel where your prime is there on display as if it was yesterday.
Yep.
And so like if you were a peak athlete, you could remember the best game you had 10 years ago, let's say. But it's just a memory and it's not like it's right there and you can feel the difference of your like you don't play a game now. Like I don't know, you go pick up a scrim game or something. And you can kind of be like, "Man, it's different." But you don't have a one-to-one of like I can see exactly how different I am now than my prime. Whereas YouTube, they just go, "Hey, here's your prime." It literally to the number on the date with the all the analytics. This was your prime, and this is where you are right now. And this is the exact like you're 97% of what you used to be.
Yeah.
And so just being inundated and bombarded with numbers all the time can make it hard to move on because YouTube is essentially always kind of like, hey, pick it up. We want you to do something like this because it'll do better because here's what you used to be doing.
Numbers, buddy,
Um,
numbers.
yeah, and like Twitch is the same, it's like, seeing how many concurrent viewers you have now, knowing how much you had before.
Well, and it's like
Um,
seeing like what
just
content does
hard.
pop off where it's just a dude being racist walking down the street is like what is popular. Like it's just like like it's just the landscape is just it's just so soul sucking at the moment that like like the picture of like somebody holding the rope and it's just like sometimes letting go is like easier.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's just kind of like what I feel at the moment is like I'm just holding on to this fucking rope, and it's just like maybe it would just be better if I could just let go of the rope, and it's just like, and it's just hard feeling that, like it's just, I don't know, just feel lost at the moment.
Well, I know, I'm sure a lot of people listening to, not even content creators, probably more the older listeners as well can understand. It's just that same feeling with the numbers and stuff. But it's more so that it's hard no matter what people say. You do tie up a lot of your identity in what you do.
Yeah.
And with content creation, for me, and I've talked with other content creators, and they all feel the same way. It's hard to not take the performance as a reflection of you, because in this case, it's just numbers. So
Yeah.
like, oh well, everything's down, so that must be a reflection of me. I must not be as entertaining. People must not like me as much. Um, and in the same way with other jobs, I mean, it's uh, a common thing you hear about once people retire, they're just lost because they realize they put so much of who they are in their identity in their job that they're having to rediscover essentially who they are. And it's just the same way. I mean, everybody struggles with um, finding what they want to do or how they're going to get through life. Because, like Blue said, at the end of the day, there's bills to be paid. Even though I made a short about it, life's just so expensive right now. I don't know, like
Yeah.
inflation's
It's
crazy or
crazy.
something, but yeah, it's a shared experience in that you're not entirely alone. It just looks different for you, but you shouldn't have to, feel bad or uh, feel like you can't discuss these things or talk about it with other people because, well, this or that. And if anybody you talk to tries to minimize that, well, then you just know you shouldn't. Whatever they
Well,
have to
and
say isn't important.
I think I'm honestly like just being honest, like with the people around me, like my dad would be like, how's the streams going? Are your numbers up? And yeah, everything's great. Like, so I think also just being kind of real with the people around me, like, no, actually everything kind of fucking sucks at the moment. Dad, like, has actually like lifted the weight off my shoulder and stuff, and being open on the podcast and hearing you guys, I really just appreciate it. I thank you guys. Um,
You're not alone.
Definitely not.
uh, Speaking of that, we're not alone. Have you guys heard the new rabbit hole Twitter conspiracy of what happened? Well, first of all, did you see what happened this weekend at the consulate ball or whatever, or
Oh, the
whatever
shooter
the
or
correspondent?
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, ABC, if you ever interrupt my Nuggets game for some bullshit like that again, I I will never watch ABC again. But there is a new rabbit hole conspiracy. So have you ever seen the things where it's like, and you more so see it like with sports tweets where it's like 2015, and it's like Nikola Jokic is going to win MVP or something like that in 2020, and then it's like happens, and everyone finds that tweet and like retweets it and stuff. Okay,
Or
so
like when I
apparently,
made a tweet years before ZA Legends calling what the stars would be.
yeah, something like that.
Pretty much the same.
Um, well, there's a new one out there from a Twitter account named Henry Martinez. And this Twitter account, Henry Martinez, tweeted on December 21st, 2023, Cole Allen, just the name Cole Allen, which happened to be the name of the shooter that happened at the correspondent dinner. Now, you might be like, okay, that's a little weird coincidence. Now, let me dive even deeper into the coincidences of this person's name. So a random X account on December 21st, 2023 created an account, Henry Ma 79561893. Only tweeted Cole Allen. Profile details, they have the Pepe avatar who's wearing the suit and holding the glass, kind of like Trump was wearing. The very specific aesthetic, the banner is time machine. So it's apparently like a time machine picture or something that refers to that. Linked visual tied to Time Machine EU funded project focused on 3D cultural digitization. Nothing to do with time travel, but looks cryptic enough. Account goes silent and completely abandoned. Fast forward, April 25th, 2026. White House correspondent dinner, Washington Hilton. Incident, armed suspect breaches the event, opens fire inside a high security venue. The identity was revealed as Cole Thomas Allen. The same exact name. Tweet resurfaces immediately. Tweet was made years before the attack. People have also noticed that the account doesn't have like a location because the account never got updated when the location thing happened. Um, Cole Al's profile, he was a Caltech graduate, mechanical engineering, master's in computer science, a NASA GPL intern in 2014. Um, NASA publishes technical paper testing Orion's fair separation. The lead author of that was Henry Martinez, who was a Lockheed Martin engineer. Now the overlap. The X account name is Henry Martinez, NASA author Henry Martinez. Allen, NASA intern the same year. And yeah, so now people are in this conspiracy that there are now time travelers among us trying to let us know the future through cryptic tweets, apparently.
I'm just gonna make a billion accounts, and each one's just gonna do one name. Good odds eventually I can just go back and it would have been crazier if the tweet was Cole Thomas Allen.
Right?
That would have been like the Omega. Um, yeah, sure, why not? It's a time traveler. Yeah, why not? You
That's
know?
it's really weird. And then like if you look at like the banner or whatever, apparently it's like the picture of like Trump when he did like I'll have to like link it, but it's almost looks like identical or kind of like when like a picture is like kind of faded, you can still kind of see the picture in the art in the back. And apparently it's a really weird rabbit hole if you are into weird conspiracy rabbit holes. Um
What a
yeah,
time to be
just
alive.
yeah, really really
Weird.
weird. Yeah.
We live in a weird ass timeline. Everything that
All the things
happens
to
is
time
like,
travel about though, it's just a tweet. Maybe it's just a proof
Uh
of concept, you know?
yeah, so if you look up like 3D digitization, like I don't know like what exactly it is. Um it's just really really weird. Like if you like weird conspiracy theories, like I'm not saying this is true. I'm just saying, it's probably true. um but yeah, I just didn't know if you guys had seen that. Um Mr. Fruit, I'm curious, have you seen any movies while we have anything worth talking about that you've seen?
I think probably since last, because we talked about Super Mario movie. I guess I've seen 4 in theaters.
Okay.
There was the drama with Robert Pattinson and Zendaya. Didn't know, as per usual, with actually all 4 movies I watched. I didn't watch a trailer. I didn't know what I was getting into. More fun that way. The drama one, that was certainly supposed to be. I think it was a, just categorized as a comedy. I realized right before I was gonna go. Claire's like, "Do you know anything about the movie or whatever?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Well, there's like a trigger warning, like a trigger warning. It's woke nonsense. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?"
you're
She's
woke
like,
nonsense.
"I
Grow
could
up.
tell you, but it's a spoiler." So I'm like, "Okay, don't tell me." But she's like, "I would tell you though if I was worried it would be a trigger." And I was like, "What is
So it
she
wasn't
talking about?"
okay.
I watched the movie. I understand the trigger. Um, it's. I mean,
Now I'm
for me,
curious.
I wouldn't really say it's. I'm pretty sure that it covers it in the trailer. I don't think it's really that early, and it's addressed, but it's a topic that is um talked about slash explored slash depicted throughout most of the movie. And the long of it is, in case someone else wants to watch it, um, it won't like ruin the movie or anything. It's school shootings. Um,
What?
yeah, and so mind you, again, this is a comedy. So
What?
yeah, I watched the whole thing, and I'm like, what the? And so I walk out totally understanding. Then like when Claire's talking about like trigger warning, because if you have any problems with, I would not watch that movie.
Okay,
Um,
well,
but yeah, I walked out and I was
interesting.
like, that wasn't very funny. Like, it's like I would comment like more of like a drama. I don't know about
I mean, isn't it
like
called the drama? Like what? Like yeah,
yeah.
like I would have figured the
Um,
drama is not a comedy, but
yeah, so I kinda went in thinking it'd be like some like comedy rom-com. It was not. Um, there were some funny moments because of like the juxtaposition. But that one caught me off guard. But I still enjoyed it. Um, and of course, great performances. Robert Pattinson always does a good job. Um, where would I rank it? Um, I'll just throw it in the middle. 3 out of 5. Can watch.
Okay.
Um, then I saw Normal. It's the name of the movie is called Normal. It has Bob Odenkirk. I think that's his name, the Better Call Saul guy.
Okay.
Um, again, knew nothing. Just really wanted to go to the movie theater. Um, and
Is he like an action
is the
star
movie.
now? Like, is this like his
That's
second
what.
action? Like,
Well, not only because he has Normal, but then he has Nobody, Mr. Nobody, and like Mr. Nobody 2.
that's
So
like the
I
John
guess
Wick kind of like where it's like he's just like I'm
kinda,
a normal guy, but like I'm actually a secret badass. Like,
yeah. So yeah, I guess that's kind of what he's getting typecasted into. I don't know. It's strange. Um, but the movie was fine. Enjoyed it. Wasn't like revolutionary. So again, I'll throw it 3 out of 5. Can watch. But to have it in the same one as the drama feels weird. I'll throw Normal 2 out of 5. Can skip. Um, your life will not be impacted either way.
okay.
Uh, then Claire and I went to most recently go see this movie called Fuse, which again didn't know what it was, but I needed a movie to see, and it has Sam Worthington, not in Avatar, go figure, but he's more of a side character. But I just knew it was sort of like an action movie, something about like a possible bomb, and then I saw the word heist, and I like a good heist movie.
Who doesn't?
Um,
It's like a man.
and
That's a man primal thing. I think is like heist
yeah,
movies.
heist man. I know I'm a sucker, man. Um, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't crazy. You could see some of the twists and turns coming, but not all of them. Um, and it wasn't a pleasant surprise. I'd say strong 3 out of 5. Can watch.
Okay.
Um, but then last and potentially the most out of pocket for you, boy, went to go see a horror movie. I went to go see Exit 8. Have you heard of that?
Exit 8?
A
No.
Japanese movie, but
Oh, I saw a
it's an
clip from it.
adaptation of a video game. Yeah.
I saw a clip from it, and it was basically just like showed how they filmed this shot of somebody like
Yeah,
walking
yeah, yeah.
past this. Okay, so yeah, I did see that.
Yeah. So I went to go see that. Because there weren't that many showings, so thankfully I found one. And I didn't even know it was a thing at the time, and I was like, "Ooh, what is this?" And yeah, it's based off the game called Exit 8, which is like a small indie horror game, which I actually ended up playing after the fact. I'm gonna upload. Um, and 4 out of 5. I think should watch.
Wow.
I actually think it was pretty well executed. My biggest gripe with the movie though was so for those unaware, it also you could probably understand why I like the movie. Very cute pilled. In that Exit 8 is there's this guy walking down a subway trying to leave, but every time he goes through the hallway, takes a corner, he's in the same hallway over and over and over and over again.
Japan backrooms.
Yeah. And well, as you know, I love those kind of movies. You just throw someone in a pretty basic concept, like the cube or something. But then it's like, okay, well, how do you explore this?
How deep are we? Like how
Oh
deep
Yeah.
my
is this going?
god. This just gives me Kojima Silent Hill PT.
Well,
It does kind of look PT-ish, huh?
yeah. Um, thankfully, not as scary. The
Okay, that's good.
It was more suspenseful. Um, but frankly, for the first third around, once I started getting to the end of the third, I was like, oh boy, this movie's it's losing its legs. It's gonna drag on. It's not gonna nail it. But then something changes, and then they recover. Um, I won't mention
Okay.
what, but so it explores that idea. But for the first third, aside from it getting old, and I was worried about it, what was bothering me was it starts out in like first person POV of the character, and then eventually, zooms out later on. But so we're listening to this guy, and you can like hear his breathing and stuff. Bro's got asthma. holy, he must be the most asthmatic asthma person ever, and I can't stop hearing it. And bro just refuses to use his inhaler, and he only does it when he's like straight up on the floor dying. He'll like, and then he's on the ground. He has a
The inhaler
backpack.
like
He's like,
prevents that from happening. Like if you
yeah,
like could use
he's
it.
like rummaging through his backpack to find it. He's on the ground. He takes it. Okay, he's a little bit better, but he's still like majority of the time. And for me, I have a sound thing. Once I find something that grates me, I was about to
You're
walk
just
out.
Yeah.
fixated on it.
I was
Yeah,
about to walk out there.
I get it.
And then it was pissing. Like I usually don't get mad at characters, but he's pissing me off because he would do that. Then put the inhaler back in his backpack, put the backpack on, keep walking, die, to then only fall on the ground again, to then rip his backpack out. And like, where'd I put the?
Keep it in your
put it
pocket, bro.
Put it in your pocket, bro. He has like a hoodie. I'm like, put in your hoodie pocket, man. What are we doing? So anyway, he
You're
does that like 3
asthmatic.
times, and it was pissing me off. So there was 2 reasons. I'm like, it's starting to drag on, and if this is the whole movie, I'm not like literally I
just
will not
imagine-
finish it. I will
I
walk
just,
out.
I just imagine the person sitting next to you like, don't go in that room, don't turn that corner, and you're over there like, put the
Like, great,
fucking inhaler.
inhaler,
like,
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Uh,
I did have that person next to me. Really
Oh
annoying.
no.
Apparently, he was like with his son, and they played the game or whatever. And they're, oh, like they'll be done. Oh, it's just like the game. Like, shut your
yeah,
mouth.
Yeah.
And then
like,
they're like, oh, turn around, man. No, don't. No, it's right there. I was about to. I had some guy
shut
next to
the
me.
fuck up.
I had another guy next to me. Dude, shut up. And I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Man. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
thank God.
I
Thank
wouldn't have
God,
said that. I'm
yes.
scared of confrontation, but thank you.
Yeah, see, I will. Like, I
Yeah.
live for that moment. Like, shut
it
the
was.
fuck up. Like,
Because the first couple of times I was listening, and every time I'm hearing it, I'm going, what? The guy next to me goes, Jesus Christ. And then eventually just said something. But
that's
so as a
funny.
whole, yeah, I actually enjoyed the movie. I thought they did a really good job. And then I played the game, and I think they actually did a good job because they took the game really doesn't have that much to it, and then
What's the
they
game
actually
called?
added a story, just called Exit 8.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, I think they took what limited stuff there was and actually made like a story out of it and whatnot. And yeah, I think they executed it pretty well. So yeah, out of the 4, Exit 8 was the highlight for me.
I will ask if you happen to watch a certain movie that leaked.
Oh, you're talking. Wait, I was gonna say I did watch your
Yeah.
pizza party movie.
Oh, did you?
I did
What did you
because
think?
you asked. You said you're mean about
like,
it.
I need
I
to know if
want
it's
you-
actually good or if it's absolutely terrible.
It's a solid 2 out of 5, maybe 1 out of 5. Yeah, no, it was not good. It was not
Yeah.
good.
I kind of figured.
Like I was starting to look at my phone halfway through. That's when you know it's bad. Like I can't even
Yeah.
quite full pay attention. And it was just the humor. Yeah, I get what
They're
they're
trying
going
too
for, but
hard.
for me it was a
It
pretty
ain't
big whiff.
2009 anymore type of shit. It kind of seems
Yeah.
like.
It yeah, it was an L for me. But I'm assuming you're asking about Avatar?
Yes. Did you watch it?
No.
Wow. Good for you. Good
Yep.
for you.
Wanted to well, because at first too, I was like, well, I want to save it. And it's not supposed to be watched. I know it's not finished. I want to go see it in theaters. Then I found out they pulled it from theaters anyway. Going straight to Paramount Plus.
Well, that's why, like, I think
And I don't
that's
even
why
have
the hacker
Paramount.
said they hacked it. Like,
Yeah, I don't even think I'm gonna get Paramount. So I still haven't watched it. But like, what the heck? How does that even happen, man?
yeah,
It's
I
crazy
actually
'cause-
watched it. I
Oh, you
did watch
did?
it. I did,
Well,
yeah.
Well, no spoilers, but what'd you think?
It's sweet. I thought it was sick. I think as Avatar fans or someone who is like super into Avatar will really
Why
like
is it
it.
not in the theater, man?
Yeah, that is like weird.
When I did watch like the first 5 minutes and I was like, dude, this animation is insane. But then I was like, oh man, oh no, I'm gonna love this. This is gonna be amazing. Why I could have seen this in theaters. And now I can't stop thinking about this is so amazing. I don't want to watch this until it's like officially released. Because
I want to see a nice quality, the way it's supposed to be.
Yes, exactly. I was like, this looks so good. And it's in like shitty Twitter quality. And I was like, no, I'm going to wait. I'm going to be a good boy. And I'm going to wait. I am not going to touch it. I refuse. So I decided I'm going to wait. and against my better judgment, I still decided to get on Twitter the next few days, and I did kind of get spoiled on small details because people just be reposting that shit like, oh my god, wow, this is amazing, like how their dynamic changed. And I'm like, are you really an Avatar fan if you're going on Twitter? Yeah, if you're really an Avatar fan, if you're just going on Twitter like posting spoilers like
of a movie that comes out in like 5 months.
Yeah, can you really call yourself a fan if you're just like blatantly posting spoilers, being like, "Oh my god, I love Avatar. I gotta post about this." And it's like,
and that's why I watched it. I'm not a big fan, so like it was just whatever.
Fair.
I'll put this on.
Fair.
I put it on the side monitor while I was like playing. I think,
and that's
PFP.
fair. That's fair. I'm not gonna knock on you for watching it, but at the same time, if you have like a fucking Aang Avatar PFP and you're posting about it, like. Or like a Korra Avatar PFP, and you're just like, oh my god, I fucking love Avatar. Like, oh fuck, dude. Oh my god, the way the relationship has changed over time. Oh, so heartwarming. I'm like, you're just full stop posting spoilers. Fuck you, buddy. Kill yourself respectfully, not in Minecraft. Like, what is your problem, man? So I got a couple details spoiled, but luckily I'm still gonna watch it and enjoy it, and I still feel like I don't know what most of the movie is, so. I'll have a good time still regardless. But damn, y'all, like, can you wait like 5 minutes before posting spoilers for a movie that isn't even supposed to be out for 5 months? Like, I beg.
Well, speaking of spoilers, Saturday, my friend Kevin came into the state because his dad's having his like 70th birthday, so he was in shortly. Yeah, and he had a second to grab quick dinner with Claire and I. And we got to meet his new girlfriend. Her name is Evie. Not spelled like the Pokemon. Yeah.
Evie, oh my, does she evolve into Vaporeon?
Well, you know what's crazy? Your favorite Pokemon's Vaporeon.
Oh.
And she doesn't know, she has 2 kids. And so your kids are into Pokemon. And so Kevin was trying to say, it's like what's your favorite evolution? And she was like, well, Kevin says like I shouldn't say it or something because I guess like there's like something weird about it. And so I was like, is it Vaporeon? He's like, yep. And I'm like, yeah, it would be. But yeah, speaking of spoilers, got to meet her. Really nice. But she already has a strike against her. I give everyone 1 strike.
Okay.
First dinner.
We're gonna have to kill her.
Met her. Already spoils a movie I haven't seen.
Oh,
are you kidding me?
No.
Wait, what movie was it?
No, I'm not going to mention it. Because maybe it won't happen. Maybe I'll forget. It won't.
Okay.
That's what I told her too. It's like, I have the worst memory. But you mentioned some obscure spoiler about something I may never watch, and it is ingrained. But so she mentioned it, and I'm like, because she's like, yeah, so like at the end, you're supposed, like, you find out this, but you're not supposed to know that. And I'm like,
was this a movie you planned on seeing, or like, is this like a?
I did have it on a list, but I didn't even realize it had a twist, which would have made it so much cooler.
Dude, that's the thing about twists. You don't just say them out loud unless like you've been talking about it for a long time.
Or even, it's even better too to not even like, because Kevin and I were talking about too. Sometimes just saying there's a twist can be a spoiler too. Because like,
for sure,
if you're just watching, you have no idea. But someone's just like, just trust me. You know, like you'll like it. I'm like, okay. And then you're not even looking for the twist, because that's what like will help it too. Like you're just unaware, like, oh, okay. Whoa, what? But yeah, so I just met her, you know, I'm trying to make an impression. Kevin likes her, so I'm like trying, but she's saying that, and I'm sitting there like, don't make a big deal out of it. Don't make a big deal out of it.
Well,
but
that's
then I did
crazy.
have to say, please no more, like, because she was talking about like House of Dragon books. I'm like, please, no more spoilers, please. Let's just stop.
I can't take this anymore.
Well, see, I don't know what it is.
Fly, but please.
I don't know what it is. I've definitely been guilty of this when I was younger. But like, I don't know why so many people do it. And I feel like they want to like share the excitement with you, but it's like, you spoiling it is not sharing the excitement with me. It's actually doing the opposite. It's actually killing
no, I don't
it
want
for me.
to.
And like, you could just like strongly recommend it, and that's the best you can get. But like sharing that level of excitement,
and then we can talk about it after.
Sharing your joy like that is actually robbing others of joy, and you have to reel it in. You gotta reel it in. It could be funny, like there can be funny spoilers for sure, like the Snape Dumbledore shit, the
Huh?
you know, like at that point it becomes a cultural thing and it's just like that's just the meme and I get that's funny, but like at a point it becomes like, hey man, that movie just came out yesterday, maybe don't spoil the whole, especially for movies that are not like so popular that like everyone knows already, or something that's like a little more low key or a little more of a cult following, and you just like throw it at someone, then it's like, dude, well,
Let's talk about something that's been on a lot of people's minds lately: health and wellness. Whether you're looking to manage weight to improve your overall health, it's never been more important to have the right tools. That's where Row comes in. They offer a range of services, but today we're highlighting their GLP-1 medication, an FDA-approved treatment that can help you with weight management, especially when it's paired with a healthy diet and exercise. I know what you're thinking, a self-administered shot can be intimidating. That was for me like the biggest thing. But now there's a pill that delivers comparable results. Row offers the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss at the lowest cost around. The Row Body membership includes 2 FDA-approved GLP-1s, unlimited provider messaging, side effect management, and more, all for just $45 for your first month and $145 a month thereafter. Go to row.co/GG to see if you're eligible for the new GLP-1 pill on Row. That's ro.co/GG to get started on Row. Go to row.co/safety for box warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications.
I guess I'm just not gonna watch it now.
Yeah, screw me. I mean, I go too far because I know like even Rob will say this and stuff when I'm talking to someone like, dude, it's a 20-year-old movie. I'm like, yeah, but what if they haven't seen it? Because like it still hits different.
See,
I
like, I
always
don't know,
try and
that's
be mindful of like,
yeah,
hey, have you seen it? Wait, have you seen it? Because if you don't, like, do you care about spoilers? Because I
yeah,
won't tell. And
it's
even
very
if they're
nice.
like,
They're
I don't
definitely
really care about spoilers, I'm like, I won't tell you anyway. You just trust. You know, you just
there
gotta-
definitely comes a point for sure. There definitely is like a point where it's like, okay, like nothing I do is gonna stop it. Like, yeah, the Snape, like Darth Vader, everyone
Yeah.
knows.
I would just assume
Yeah,
everyone knows in Empire Strikes Back, you know, because like at that point, I mean,
everyone knows.
it's a cultural meme from almost 50 years ago or whatever. Like, all right, that one probably, but there are still some where it's just like, because like also to me, even when I watched Star Wars when that happened, like that didn't feel like the defining thing for me at least. I don't know. Um, in the same way that like I don't know, like an M Night Shyamalan movie, for instance, his better ones, like it's almost like the movie is the twist, and like that's what it, and that's what makes it. But like finding out about Darth Vader, like whoa, but like also I'm just here to see like lightsabers and like crazy stuff. Like that wasn't the movie. But then you're also like, wait, he kissed his sister. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't know, you know. Have you watched The Boys, either of you yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, because I'm actually rewatching. Well, not rewatching, catching up on Invincible. Because turns out I never watched past season 1.
Same.
I watched the first like 10 minutes of season 2 apparently. When I was going back, and I think I remember because it was like amidst a bunch of drama and delays, and then it was when it was an 8 episode season, but they only came out with the first 4, and like the second half was coming out like half a year later. And I'm like, I don't want to watch, and then just have to wait. And so I think it was just like, this is never going to get finished or something. Like I'm not going to bother. But then I just realized, oh, season 4 is done. I guess I have a lot to catch up on. So that's what I've been watching.
I have watched it, and I am glad this season is better than last one. I didn't hate last
Are we talking
season.
Invincibles or Boys?
Oh, the Boys. Sorry, Lamau.
Okay, just make
My bad. I'm glad this season is better than the last one. I feel like last season was like a really slow burn. And I feel like a lot of the last season was just build up for like, I don't know, the last part of the season. Like it just kind of felt like
this
a
final season.
Yes.
This is the final season of the Boys, yeah. Yeah, but this is season 5, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
season 4 was just really slow for me. And I mean eventually it paid off and I got like, you know, I got the good serotonin from it. But it was a little slow. And so this one really being like a lot more like fast paced is definitely a lot better. I will say the writing definitely not quite as tight as on the early seasons. Which I mean I don't mind too much because it definitely feels like they like are kind of tripping over the ambition a little bit, but like it's still so ambitious that like I enjoy it quite a bit. But this season has been really good, and I'm really excited to see how it pays off. And in true The Boys fashion, the fact that they were developing this at the same time, like the fact they were developing this well ahead of time, and it's just still so like on the nose of like what's happening in the real world is crazy.
Yeah, I think
Like
Claire will
they,
hate it. Like Claire will hate
she
it.
doesn't.
Like,
Yeah, no. She watched the first like season or first episode or two of the first one. Already didn't like it, and then realized too like all the political symbols and stuff too. She's like this is literally my nightmare. I want to escape. You know. She's like this is not helping.
yeah, it's really
they
good.
cooked. They
Yeah,
cooked.
I really enjoy it. Well, we'll call it there for the podcast.
We end it with I never updated
Oh.
how the 2XKO tournament went.
Oh yeah, let's hear about it.
Yeah. So
Mr. Fruit likes gay sex now.
last time we talked, yeah, I realized I was in the 2XKO Twitch Rivals tournament, and then I just found out that my partner was going to be Sonic Fox. So there's a lot of pressure. I'm like, oh. So I started practicing. I was going with Braum, and yeah, I spent a good like 2.5 days, majority of those days, but I couldn't even do much else anyway because I was just anxious about it. And I was like, I gotta get decent. And then they weren't replying because they were at like some convention. Then they responded like Sunday afternoon, and the tournament was gonna be on Wednesday morning. Like, hey, sorry I didn't see this. Yeah, I'll be back. So and so, if maybe we'll get time to practice. I would say you should play Jinx. I was like, well, but I just spent 2.5. Okay, so those 2.5 days were just gone on Braum. Rest in pieces. And it's like, oh, but some stuff translated. I'm bad enough that no, nothing translated.
Nothing.
So started picking up Jinx, and then practice again. Up until I got to do one practice with them. So had it been different, and we could have practiced more, maybe things would have been a little different. But it was Tuesday night for like 45 minutes, and they literally just messaged me, "Hey, you want to practice not getting me killed?" I'm like, bet, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So we hopped on, and then I realized why they wanted me to play Jinx, because I can do some helpful stuff when they're not on the screen. Because the whole point of Jinx is just like you start the battle, backdash, cancel into super, beam super, I'll tag in. That's your
And I'll
game
win.
plan. Yep. And then when I'm in, shoot your rockets as consistent as you can to like help me close in on neutral. And then we worked on like block strings. He's like, oh, so while I'm doing this, I need you to call this right now. And I think like, because they're like, okay, like you don't have much experience. What do you got? So I showed him some like combos I was working on because I was kind of getting some nice on some combos. And he was like, okay, wait a minute, we have might something here. And I think that was the first mistake because it went from 0 to 100. I think he suddenly realized like, well, okay, he understands. And so they're just, okay, well then, yeah. So you're gonna do this, and I'm like, whoa. Now hold, just because. Now wait a second. And they were expecting me to just get these timings down. We were working on these block strings, like do this, call this, and then you're going to come in, and then I need you to do this exact thing. And as soon as you see me on the screen, you're going to call this. And it was all about timing. Like I need to realize as soon as, like, if he's on the screen, that means they're tagging in. I need to swap. And as they do that, I have to cancel into my rocket into the super because in duos, all this kind of, and then timing this, and I'm like, you're expecting way too much out of me. I'm trying. But what the fudge? So I realized, oh, it's kind of cooked. And that's why, had we been able to practice earlier, probably would have gotten a little bit better because the stuff they wanted me to practice was all specific stuff while they're doing something or like our thing. So I couldn't practice it by myself. It wasn't like, oh, let me lab that.
Yeah.
So then day of the tournament came and we went 5-0. We were first in our seed, our pools, and we won the first 2 single elimination games. And then we lost to the last 2. We ended up tying for 3rd. So
Very sick.
out of 16.
Oh, definitely a dub.
But it was, let's be honest, Sonic got us to third. There was
Yeah.
one moment where I did a play that they didn't ask for. I just did it myself, and I bailed him out, and he was hyped. He's like, "Oh, I didn't have to tell you to do that. You actually just saved me," and we won the game because of it. So I'm riding off that high.
That was
It was
sick.
I just called an assist at a good time because he dropped a combo. That was literally it. Um, but that's my claim to fame. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, if I was on the screen, funnily enough, I was not playing the game. I think I maybe got a hit in on anybody. I would be on the screen. I'd be trying. He's like, play defense. I'm trying to play defense. I just get hit. You got to press some buttons. I try and press buttons. I'm also getting hit. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. And they all have combos, so I'm just getting two touched. They hit me with something. There goes 60% of my health. I get up off the ground. It's a 50-50. Well, I lost a 50-50. I'm dead. And that was every single game. So yeah, Sonic did their best. And he uploaded like VOD footage or whatever to his channel, and all the comments were
Oh,
like, "Who is his teammate? Like, dude, this guy sucks. Like,
that's
why
funny.
try harder to carry?" And I had a comment like, "Yeah, it's because I do suck, guys. Okay, it was the tournament. If anything, I blame Twitch. Because yeah, Sonic was talking about it's like I didn't get to choose my teammate. I wouldn't have chosen you. Like, yeah, I wouldn't have chosen me either. Um, and it's because they had him as the 1 seed. They considered him the best in the bracket, and they looked at my profile. I'm level out of everyone in the tournament, I had no play. Everyone else had actually some playtime. I was literally the only person with 0 playtime. So I was 32nd seed. But what's weird is they paired him, but then everyone else got to choose their partners. So the people in the semifinals were like the 2nd and 3rd seed because they got to pick their partners who were pretty competent players or like kind of high ranked. So I did feel bad because Sonic fought an uphill battle. Like, I just wish I could have helped a little bit.
I mean, I felt like all the teams kind of had the same strat, which was basically have the pro kill the noob and then have
Yeah.
them kind of carry through. Like it really didn't seem like you were that terrible compared to the rest of the content creator type of things. I think everyone kind of had the same strategy of just try and stay alive and hopefully I can carry and eliminate too.
Yeah. So we tried. It was still fun, but it was also nerve wracking. And I was just anxious the whole time. And funnily enough, my favorite part about the tournament was when it was over, when we were eliminated. I was like, oh, okay, I had fun, but
I could breathe.
yeah, now I can decompress and just go back to life and not be worried about it all the time. So yeah, that's how that went. Terribly.
Uh I did see was that Goichi Sonic Fox DBZ thing? Was that
It was a show
recent
match.
from a tournament or was that a long time
Yeah,
ago?
that was like a week ago. There was some
Okay,
Dragon
I
Ball
thought that
Fighter
just
Z
had like
tournament.
resurfaced or something. Like, cause I was like, are there still like tournaments playing that or?
So the whole point was they wanted to do a show match. I assume they maybe paid them, especially to like, because I think Sonic Fox competed in that tournament at the event, but they haven't competed in Dragon Ball Fighter Z in years. Um, and so like the practice for the show match, for instance, in the tournament, I think they practiced like 2 days before, and that was the first time they touched the game in like 3 years. Um, so it was more because they also ended up revealing a new character for Fighter Z. Just give us a sequel, but whatever. Which is like Daima Goku, which I can't tell the difference between GT Super Saiyan 4. I haven't seen the anime yet, so I'm still not really sure the difference. But so I think it was like a sort of a public event or a public stunt thing. But yeah, so it was Sonic Fox Goichi because they always had the most legendary rivalry in the game. And so yeah, they had some fun with it. Then after that little clip, Sonic kind of got wrenched because they don't really play anymore. So
Yeah, it was a cool clip though, and I didn't realize Dragon Ball Xenoverse was such a beloved game. Like everybody freaking out about Xenoverse 3. Like I didn't know Xenoverse had that like dedicated of a following.
still waiting for Fighter Z2. It's not happening, but
Well, just want to thank you guys all for chilling and hanging out today and listening to me about all that kind of stuff. Really appreciate it. We'll be back next week for some hopefully lighter topics. Appreciate you guys all chilling and hanging out today.
See.